What is the future of Kalen DeBoer at Alabama? Is he on the hot seat? Again, I think this could be its own show. I really do. And I'm going to try to keep it brief. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. Kalen DeBoer signed a contract extension at the end of last year with Alabama after making the playoff and after winning a game in the playoff. I know what happened when they played Indiana in the Rose Bowl. Got splattered, but it's much better than his first year. So he is tied down through 2033, a 7-year contract worth $87.5 million. And his buyout, if he were to get fired at Alabama this year, is north of $60 million. So when people ask me, is Kalen DeBoer on the hot seat this year? My answer is no, he's not. I think his job is actually very secure. Where I think a lot of this stems from, and to be honest, I don't know how much of this talk is actually real versus how much of it is fake. I don't think Kalen DeBoer has done a bad job at Alabama. It's just not what Nick Saban did. Now, Alabama fans, and I'm speaking to you directly, and I love my Alabama fans that are listening to the show right now. But you guys have been pretty spoiled. I think we can all agree on that with the 6 national championships under Nick Saban and constantly being number one in all the rankings and having the Heisman Trophy winners. You guys have been spoiled on that. Kalen DeBoer is not a bad coach. He made a national championship in 23 with Washington, so the guy knows what he's doing, and he has one of the highest winning percentages among active head coaches in college football. So one of the things that I say is that buyout. Do you really want to pay the buyout to fire Kalen DeBoer? And two, if you want to fire Kalen DeBoer, who else are you going to go get? They swung and missed on guys like Dan Lanning, who is going to stay at Oregon for the foreseeable future. I don't see him leaving anytime soon. Steve Sarkisian, you swung and missed on him. He's at Texas. He's happy at Texas. He has the best roster that he's had at Texas. Lane Kiffin's not going to Alabama. He's at LSU. So if you're going to fire him, you got to have a backup plan. Who are you going to go get? And not only that, who are you going to go get that's going to be better than Kalen DeBoer? Because you can shout and scream all you want to that you want Kalen DeBoer run out of town, but you got to have somebody that's going to be better. Because there are guys out there who I've heard names being floated around. If this scenario was to happen, then I'm just like, I'd take Kalen DeBoer over him. And I know Kalen DeBoer, the Florida State game in week 1 last year, that's not how Alabama's supposed to look. The game against Indiana, getting splattered 38-3, that's not how Alabama's supposed to look. In what world is Alabama getting blown out by 35 points, 5 touchdowns against Indiana? It just doesn't happen. I get it. Totally understand where you're coming from. But if you're going to fire Kalen DeBoer, you have to have a backup option who's going to be better. And I just don't see that right now. So I think Kalen DeBoer's job is secure. And plus, in this day and age where teams are scrapping for every last dime, you really think they're going to willingly pay north of $60 million to fire Kalen DeBoer? I think Kalen DeBoer, unless things go terribly off the rails and they don't even make a bowl this year, that's the only reason I can see Kalen DeBoer getting fired. But I think he's fine. I think he's fine. Plus, it doesn't really matter if there are fans out there who want Kalen DeBoer fired. Unless they're the ones giving millions of dollars to the school, their opinion on Kalen DeBoer's job security doesn't really matter. That's just the truth of it.